Hi, my name is Tawny, and I'm an airline reservationist, and you would not believe the things that people do when they're on the phones with us. They munch in our ear, and the worst one of all is the potty. But I've heard everything. I've heard a plop, I've heard a drizzle, I've heard everything. It's disgusting.
I feel so out of control. We're talking about etiquette today. That was Tawny, who's tired of people doing their business on the phone with her. You work for what, Sabre or something? You're the reservation center?
I'm the reservation agent for an airline.
Okay.
Yeah, and I left out some of the real gory details. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but it happens frequently.
What could you have left out?
It can't be put on family television.
Oh, I understand.
Seriously. And
So-
everybody has to do their business, and sometimes it can't be avoided, but I can tell by the phone call that there are times when it could have been avoided, but it wasn't. So.
What do you do? What do you say when
You be professional. You don't, what do? You don't say anything. You cover your mouthpiece and you say, I can't believe I just heard that again.
Yeah, so do you ever hang up?
No.
I guess you can't say that on TV.
No, we're professional. It's our job.
Yeah, so
and we don't say anything. We just go on with the reservation. And where would you like to go? Which city pairs are you wanting to go to? Oh, yeah, it's good.
Well, that's a good
But it keeps
reminder.
the
We
job
need to think that
interesting.
there are people on the other end of that phone. That's not just a voice. It's not just a recording. There's a real live human being there who is getting...
But it keeps the job interesting.
Yeah. All right, thanks. All right, the etiquette of tipping always stirs debate. Now, I really wanted to talk about this one. Here's a letter from Pat in Washington. Now, I'm going to read her letter. She says, I'm so tired of tipping everybody, from the food servers, hairdressers, baggage handlers, shuttle drivers, and on and on and on. My friends say that these poor workers just don't make enough wages. Well, go back to school or get a different job. Didn't they know that when they took the job? If the waitress doesn't do anything but plop the food on the table, that's her job. I'm not going to tip for it. Well, that's fairly clear, Pat. Now, and she's not the only one. Eric says he's so sick and tired of tipping too. He wants it abolished. Take a look.
My name's Eric, and I think tipping should be abolished. I hate the fact that waiters and waitresses think tips are automatic. It's to show my gratitude for good service. If I'm sitting there throughout my meal and I see the waiters and waitresses goofing around behind the counter while my water is empty the whole time, while I have to keep asking for service, you're not going to get a good tip. At hotels, they include an automatic gratuity. Well, the guy just brought it up the elevator and put it in my room, and I got charged 15% gratuity on that. I wasn't grateful for him bringing it up. I was charged a $2 delivery fee on top of what I paid for that menu item. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's getting out of control. I'm really sick of it.
All right, now, Eric's not alone either. Judy says she's had it with tipping too. Everywhere she turns, there's another tip jar. Take a look at this.
Hi, my name's Judy, and I am so frustrated. I need some advice on tipping. I have seen tip jars popping up everywhere. The place where I get my coffee, the dry cleaner. I don't know what to do. Everywhere I go, random restaurant, even inside. I tip at the coffee house, I tip at the dry cleaner. What's next, the hospital? I'm already tipping at restaurants, so why all these other places? I don't have a problem tipping for good service, but come on, people making me a cup of coffee? Hey, when I cut my hair, if the owner cuts my hair, do I still have to tip him? And if so, how much? My hairdresser is always raising the price of a haircut. Do I need to pay more in tip every time the price goes up? Okay, here's my tip. I'm more likely to tip when I'm not asked for it. Dr. Phil, please help me understand. Who do I tip? When do I tip? How much do I tip?
Well, fair question. So, do you guys feel like you're held hostage? Like, I mean, you just have to do this, you're supposed to do it?
You feel ashamed or guilty if you walk off and don't leave a good tip for them. You feel like they're looking at you, staring at you,
Okay,
pressured into it.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.